We begin this morning with a Fox News alert. 2 Israeli diplomats killed in Washington, D.C. after a shooter opens fire outside the Capitol Jewish Museum. A suspect is in custody as we learn about the possible motive behind this horrific act.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The shooting happening less than a mile from Washington's FBI building and less than 10 minutes from the White House. But officials say there is no active threat to the Capitol and a multi-agency investigation is underway. You're watching Fox and Friends First here on a Thursday morning. I am Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. Also this hour, we are watching House lawmakers get one step closer to passing the president's agenda. We will have reports from the Capitol throughout the hour. But first to that horrific tragedy in Washington, D.C. Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington with the very latest. Hi, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Carly and Todd. A young Israeli couple who worked at the Israeli embassy here in Washington were shot and killed near the Capitol Jewish Museum, not far from the U.S. Capitol, by a gunman, as you just heard, who yelled, "Free, free Palestine," after the shooting. It took place last night around 9 p.m. Condolences have been pouring in from the Israeli government as well as the Trump administration. The Israeli ambassador to the United States says the male victim had recently purchased a ring with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem. The ambassador said they were just wanted to enjoy an evening in Washington's Cultural Center. Now, here are the victims, Yaron Lachinsky and Sarah Milgram. The Israeli embassy posting this tribute saying they were our friends and colleagues. They were in the prime of their lives. This evening, a terrorist shot and killed them. Here's D.C.'s police chief earlier.
He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire, striking both of our decedents. After the shooting, the suspect then entered the museum and was detained by event security. Once in handcuffs, the suspect identified where he discarded the weapon, and that weapon has been recovered, and he implied that he committed the offense. The suspect chanted, "Free, free Palestine," while in custody.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu posting, "My heart aches for the families of the beloved young man and young woman whose lives were abruptly cut short by a despicable anti-Semitic murderer. I've instructed to strengthen security arrangements at Israel's missions worldwide and the protection of the state's representatives." Here's Israel's ambassador to the United States on the shooting.
The couple that was gunned down tonight in the name of Free Palestine. It's a young couple about to be engaged. The young man purchased a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem. Together we won't be afraid, together we'll stand, and we're going to overcome moral depravity of people who think that they're going to achieve political gains through murder.
And President Trump posting, "These horrible D.C. killings based obviously on anti-Semitism must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA. Condolences to the families of the victims. So sad that such things as this can happen. God bless you all." And FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino says the shooting happened a short distance from our Washington field office. Our FBI police officer assigned to the external post on the WFO property immediately responded and rendered aid after the attack. Early indicators are that this is an act of targeted violence. And a colleague of the victims, a spokeswoman at the Israeli embassy, posted a short time ago saying yesterday morning she was laughing with Yaron and Shara. Instead of walking them down the aisle, they're walking with them to their graves, guys.
Just horrible. Lucas Tomlinson,
What a post.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lucas.
All right, let's bring in former FBI agent Rob D'Amico. And Rob, throughout the course of this hour, we're going to be looking at this horrific killing from a number of perspectives. With you, obviously, we want to focus from the law enforcement perspective. Was it simply a matter of time that the violent anti-Semitic rhetoric that we have seen festering in this country over the last 2 years escalated to murder?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with everything going back and some of the recent postings with the media on some of the things that were going on in Gaza, it's just accumulated to the point where someone felt they had to take something into their own hands, like that, like happened last night.
Yeah, well, as we
Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Chodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the Akim doing his work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right. And as you can see, we got some breaking news. All right. This took place at 9 o'clock last night, Eastern time. So that's 10 p.m., Central time. You had a attack, all right, in DC at a Jewish museum. Yeah, I believe that's what it was, in which just is down you know what, you know, deleted, all right, two Amalekites, man. Okay? And we all know what this reeks of, man. A total flag on the play. It's a damn shame, the way we gotta talk, all right, on this internet, man. But the more censorship, all right, that happens, all right, the closer we get to being, up out of this place, man. But clearly, this is a yellow flag on the play. Even the rhetoric, all right, that the news media and the news outlets are giving, man. Hey, man, you can see the plan and formation, just by the way that these people talk on these news channels and these broadcasts, Well, what spurred his thought pattern? How could this have been prevented? Oh, this was just a matter of time. It's just a powder keg, for somebody to do something like this, considering the situation in Gaza and in Palestine, man. Okay. Hey, which they know that it's a lot of opposition, all right, to that entire situation that they got going on over there, man. All right. Not just with the world, but also a lot of Babylonians don't want nothing to do, all right, with that situation. Okay. And things like this justify, all right, the actions of Amalek all the way. Okay, because they can always say, we oppressed, all right, people hate us for no reason, which is complete bullshit. People hate it. These heathens in Esau hate Israel for no reason. Okay, because we don't do nothing to nobody. All right, we ain't got no power to inflict oppression on nobody. All right, to drop any drones on anybody. All right, none of that. All right, but there's still a continual hatred and a perpetual, perpetual violence. All right, towards Israelites, man, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, but here it is, a people, these Amalekites, who truly have everything, man. All right, these are the oppressed people, man. The people that rule over Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans when it comes to banking. All right, when it comes to getting you a house, getting you a car, all right, you got to go to them. You got to bend the knee to them. If you want to make any type of music, all right, you got to check in with Amalek. Shit, a lot of that situation with Tory Lanez, a lot of that shit got to do with him being independent. All right, because that shit is a big deal in the industry, man. You can't be allowed to and he wasn't even doing nothing. He wasn't even doing no activist type shit, no truther type shit, But Esau ain't gonna allow you to have the minds of millions of people, all right, and not be controlled, man. Okay? The money aspect is big too, but more importantly, it's really the having the demands of the people, man. Being able to steer people, man. That's a problem. Okay, Esau do not want that. All right, and let me tell you something. The Most High don't even want that. Okay, Yeah, I threw a damn monkey wrench in there, man. The Most High don't want you activists, man. Okay, because He don't want you mucking up the waters with your BS, just like Kendrick Lamar. Okay, the Most High don't want to use Kendrick Lamar, man. Stick to being a two-third nigga, man. Stick to fighting for feminist rights, nigga. All right, stick to your gang affiliation, man. All right, we don't need you to. Most I say, nigga, we don't need you to speak on Israel no more. You know, because we know what's gonna happen with that. All right, people gonna join different camps and stuff. You know, and proclaim to be an Israelite just because they seen, Kendrick Lamar continue to chant it. All right, what they back down Kyrie Irving. All right. All right, because the message ain't gonna go out. The Most High that choose for the message to go out through celebrities and athletes, man. He chose for it to go out through the regular Jake, man. You know, as the scriptures say, not the mighty, all right, and not the noble, all right. Okay, because this is a thing based on faith, man, not fucking appearance, man, not manipulative marketing, man. Okay, that's why brothers got to come into this thing in humbleness, okay? Because it ain't about us, all right? It ain't about who's the best speaker. Oh, that brother Gorman on point. Oh, that brother got his beard is full. He got a full beard, man. You know, brother 6'8". Oh yeah, these got to be men of the Lord. No, that's not what the Most High is dealing with, man. Okay, but just going back to this situation, man, there's gonna be a lot more of this happening. All right, because that demonization is coming, man. If you speak ill of any of these Amalekites, you are about to be put in a box. All right, you might get sent to El Salvador. All right, that's starting to be more and more of a reality, man. They say there's 50 people over there right now that entered the country legally, all right, and ain't got no criminal record, man. That's insane, bro. That's insane, and that's scary, you know. And these Americans are still, rooting on Donald T, knowing that he's a damn lying devil, man. Got people locked up in a damn El Salvador prison, man, similar to Guantanamo type prison, man, where they over there feeding your ass black bean soup, all right, and goddamn one slice of bread a day, man. Okay, you only get the exercise for 30 minutes, and that's it. You don't go outside or nothing. All right, that's what your boy is doing, and expect for eventually, U.S. citizens gonna be over there, man. All right, it's a whole backstory with that guy, that president over there, man, in El Salvador. Now I'm starting to see, you know, this shit was a play from the beginning. Him and the president of Mexico, which she's a Amalekite. Okay, so just keep an eye out, man. There's gonna be more stuff going on. Look at this dude, man. The dude that even perpetrated the shit, he damn near look like a Amalekite. Okay, straight up, you know what, man? A straight up FF, straight up Psyduck. All right, I don't want to get the channel flag, man. All right, but that's all I had. I pray this translation was edifying and shalom.